from Dickie. Ruffy stretches, Ruffy pitches. Off the inside corner, stay right one. Atta baby, no hitter up there. 1 out, man on second. Bottom of the second. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ruffy checks the runner on second. Gets the sign from Dickie. Ruffy stretches, Ruffy pitches. Oh no, hanging outside, ball 3. Come on, Red, make him a hitter. No batter up there. In there all the time, Red.
Kate, please, my head is splitting. I've told that boy 109 times.
Eugene, stop banging the wall. Come on, Ma, it's for the World Series. 1 out, man on second. Bottom of the seventh. 3 balls, 1 strike. Ruffy stretches, Ruffy pitches. Oh no, low and outside. JoJo Moore walks. First and second, and Mel Ott lopes up to the plate.
Can't we do that somewhere else? Break his arm, that's where he'll do it.
Eugene, I'm not telling you again, stop with the ball. Come on, Ma. Mel Ott is up. It's a crucial moment in World Series history.
Your Aunt Blanche has a splitting headache. I don't want him to stop playing, it's just the banging.
He always does it when I'm studying. I have a big test in history tomorrow.
1 pitch, Ma. I think I can get him to pop up. I had my stuff today.
Your father is going to give you plenty of stuff when he gets home.
All right.
Right, get in here and put out the water glasses.
I can do that.
Why, is his arm broken? And I don't want any back talk, do you hear me?
Attention, ladies and gentlemen. Today's game will be delayed because of my Aunt Blanche's headache.
Blanche, that's enough sewing already. You're going to go blind on me.
I just have this one edge to finish. Larry, darling, help your Aunt Kate with the dishes.
2 more pages, all right, Mom? I have to finish the Macedonian Wars.
You know, she's going to have some head on her shoulders that one. She's always studying.
Eugene! I'm coming. And wash your hands. They're clean. I'm wearing a glove. I hate my name. Eugene Morris Jerome. It's the second worst name ever given to a male child. The first worst is Haskell Fleischman. How am I ever going to play for the Yankees with a name like Eugene Morris Jerome? You have to be a Joe, or a Tony, or a Frankie. If only I was born Italian. All the best Yankees are Italian. My mother makes spaghetti with ketchup. What chance do I have?
I'm almost through, Mom.
All right, darling, don't get up too quickly.
You have been cold today, sweetheart. Did you go to the beach?
Yes.
Oh, good.
I hope you walk very slowly.
Yes, Mom.
That's good.
She gets all this special treatment because the doctors say she has kind of a flutter in her heart. I got hit with a baseball, right in the back of the skull. I saw 2 of everything for a week, and I still had to carry a block of ice home every afternoon. Girls are treated like queens. Maybe that's what I should have been born, an Italian girl.
Eugene! How many times have I told you, don't leave your things around the house?
109. What? You said yesterday. I told you 109 times not to leave your things around the house.
Don't be fresh to your mother, Jane.
Was I fresh? I swear to God that's what she said to me yesterday. One day I'm going to put all this in a book or play. I'm going to be a writer, like Ring Lardner or somebody. That's if things don't work out for the Yankees, or the Cubs, or the Red Sox, or maybe possibly the Tigers. If I get down to the St. Louis Browns, then I'll definitely be a writer.
Mom, can I have a glass of lemonade?
Not now, darling. It'll spoil your dinner.
A small glass. It couldn't hurt her, Blanche.
All right. In a minute, Angel.
I'll get it. I'm in the kitchen anyway.
Can you believe that? She better have a bad heart or I'm going to kill her one day. Listen, I hope you don't repeat this to anybody. What I'm telling you are my secret memoirs. They're called The Unbelievable, Fantastic and Completely Private Thoughts of I, Eugene Morris Jerome. In this, the 15th year of his life, in the year 1937, in the community of Brighton Beach, borough of Brooklyn, Kings County, city of New York, Empire State of the American nation.
Oh! A roller skate on my kitchen floor.
something. I didn't put it there.
No, then who? Lori? Aunt Blanche? Do you ever see them on skates? Come over here and take this upstairs.
What in the school had a concussion?
What are you going to do if your father comes home and says your mother is dead on the kitchen floor?
I'd say, don't go in the kitchen, Pop. See why I'm writing all this down? In case I grow up all twisted and warped, the world will know why.
He's a boy. He's young. You should be glad he's healthy and active. Laurie was the same way until the doctors found out what she had.
Never. Girls are different. When you and I were girls, we kept the house spotless. It was Ben and Ezra who drove Mama crazy. I have to have things clean. I can't help it, just like Mama. Do you remember the day they packed up and left the house in Russia? She cleaned the house from top to bottom. She said no matter what the Cossacks did to us, when they broke in the house, they would have respect for the Jews.
Who were the Cossacks?
The same filthy bunches lives across the street.
Across the street? You mean the Murphys?
All of them.
The Murphys are Russian?
The mother's nice. She's been very sweet to me.
Oh, it was so filthy. I thought you had black curtains hanging in there.
I was in their house once. It was very neat. And nobody can be as clean as you.
And what business did you have in their house?
She invited me to tea.
To meet the drunken son of hers.
No, just the two of us.
I'm living here 7 years. She never invited me for tea. That's because she knows your situation. I know they're kind. Blanche, you remember what Mama said? You stay in your own side of the street. That's what they have guns for.
That's what they have gutters for. If my mother knew I was writing all this down, she would choke me like one of her chickens. Maybe I better explain to you what she meant by Aunt Blanche's situation. You see, 6 years ago, Aunt Blanche's husband, Uncle Dave, died from this thing. They never say the word. They always whisper it. It was cancer. You'd think if they said it out loud, God would say, I heard that. You said the dread disease. Just for that, I smite you down with it. There are some things adults just won't discuss. For example, my grandfather, he died from diphtheria. Anyway, after Uncle Dave died, he left Aunt Blanche with no money, not even insurance. And she couldn't support herself because she has asthma. So my big-hearted mother insisted we take her and her kids in the loo with us. And they broke up our room into 2 small rooms. So now me and my brother Stan live on this side, and Lori and her sister Nora live on the other side. My father thought it would be temporary, but it's been 3.5 years so far. And because of Aunt Blanche's situation, my father is developing high blood pressure.
Have some more lemonade, dear.
Thank you.
Drink it slowly.
I am.
Blanche, that's enough already since 7 o'clock this morning.
I was just stopping.
You're going to sew your fingers together.
Oh, it's getting too dark anyway. I think I need new glasses.
Well, our teacher said you should change them every 2 years.
Would it kill you to put a light on?
I don't need to run up electric bills. I owe you and Jack enough as it is.
Have I asked you for anything? Do you see anybody starving around here? If I go hungry, you give me something from your plate.
Kate, you know I'm going to pay you and Jack back someday. I just don't know when. But I keep my word.
From your lips to the Irish sweepstakes. Listen, we have potatoes on the shelf. Go and see if they need some salt.
Should I put out the water glasses, or is Eugene going to do it?
Eugene! This is the last time I'm going to call you. Just do the napkins, darling.
Because of her condition, I have to do twice as much work around here. Boy, I wish I could make you Yankees. I'd be in St. Petersburg this winter. Her sister Nora isn't too bad. She's 16. I don't mind her too much. At least she's not too bad to look at. To be perfectly honest with you, this is the first year I started noticing girls that weren't too bad to look at. Nora started developing about 8 months ago. I have the exact date written in my diary.
Mom, Lori, hey, I've got incredible news, everybody.
Hi, Nora.
Eugene, my sweet, adorable, handsome cousin, wait here. What's happened to
laying on the floor. Sit down, Blanche.
No, sit down.
You too, Aunt Kate. Okay, is everybody ready?
Oh, stop dragging it out. The suspense is killing me.
Don't say things like that,
Can I
Laurie.
hear what the girl has to say? Go on, darling.
Okay, here goes. I'm gonna be in a Broadway show! It's a musical called Abracadabra. This man, Mr. Bettman, he came to our dance class this afternoon and he picked out 3 girls. We have to be at the Hudson Theater Monday morning at 10 o'clock to audition for the dance director, but on the way out, he took me aside and said the job was as good as mine. I have to call him tomorrow. I may have to go into town to talk to him about it. We start rehearsing a week from Monday, and then it goes to Philadelphia, Wilmington, Washington, and then it comes to New York the second week in December. There are 9 big musical numbers, and there's going to be a big tank on stage that you can see through. And the big finales are going to take place in the entire cast all underwater. I mean, can you believe it? I'm going to be in a Broadway show, Mama.
What is she talking about?
Do I know? Am I her mother?
How can you be in a show? Don't you have to sing and act?
I can sing
No, you can't.
a little.
No, you can't.
I can carry a tune.
No, you can't.
Well, I probably won't have to. They're just looking for dancers.
On Broadway, you have to sing and act.
How do you know? You've never seen a Broadway show.
Did you tell him how old you were?
He didn't ask me.
He didn't ask if you were 16?
He just asked me to audition. My God, isn't anybody excited?
I am. It's the most fantastic thing I've ever heard.
Thanks, Eugene. I'm glad somebody's excited.
My God, I'll be sleeping right next door to a showgirl.
How can you go to Philadelphia? What about school?
School? This is a Broadway show, Mama. This is what I wanted to do with my life. Algebra and English isn't going to help me on this stage. We stay out of this.
You mean not finish school and not get a diploma? Do you know how hard it is for a girl to get a decent job without a high school diploma?
But I've got a job, and I'll be making more money than 10 girls with diplomas.
You don't have it yet. You still have to audition.
It's as good as mine, Mr. Bettman told me.
And what if you, God forbid, should break a leg or get heavy? How long do you think they'll keep you then? Dancing's just for a little while. A high school diploma is forever. I know. I never had one. I know how hard it is to find a decent job. Your Aunt Kate knows. Tell her, Kate.
It's very hard.
Then why did you send me to dancing school for 3 years? Why did I spend 2 hours a day on the subway, 4 days a week after school with money that you make going half blind over a broken sewing machine? Why, Mama?
Because it's my pleasure. Because I know how much you love it. Well, because you asked me.
Well, then I'm asking you for something else. Let me do something for you now. I could almost be making almost $60 a week, maybe even more. In 2 years, when I get out of high school, I could make that much with a college diploma.
I can't think now. It's almost time for dinner. Your Uncle Jack will be home soon. We'll discuss it later.
But I have to know tonight. I have to call Mr. Bettman and let him know if I can go to the audition on Monday. At least let me audition. Let me first find out if they think I'm good enough. Please don't say no until Monday.
It was a tense moment for everybody. I love tense moments, especially when I'm not the one they're all tense about.
God knows we could use the money. We owe your Aunt Kate and Uncle Jack enough as it is. I think they have as much say in this as we do. Kate, how do you feel about it?
Me? I never voted before in my life. Why should I go with my own family? I have to heat up these potatoes.
Then we'll leave it up to your Uncle Jack. We'll let him make the decision.
Why, Mama? I love him, but he's not my father.
Because I need help. Because I don't always know what the right thing to do is. Because I say so. That's why.
Eugene and Jerome of New York cast one vote for yes. What I'm telling you now is so secret that I've left instructions for my memoirs not to be open until 30 years after my death. I, Eugene and Jerome, have committed a mortal sin by lusting after my cousin Nora. I can tell you this now because I'll be dead when you're reading it. If I had my choice between a tryout with the Yankees and actually seeing my cousin's bare breast for 2.5 seconds, I would have some serious thinking to do.
I need bread. What? I don't have enough bread. Go across the street to Greenblatt's and get me a fresh rye bread.
Again, I went to the store this morning.
So you go again this afternoon.
I'm always going to the store. When I grow up, that's all I'll be trained to do. Go to the store.
You don't want to go? All right, I'll go. Never mind.
Don't do that. Don't make me feel guilty. I'll go.
Good. All right, then you get a quarter-pound of butter.
I bought a quarter-pound of butter this morning. Why not buy a half-pound at a time?
And suppose this house burned down this afternoon. What do I need an extra quarter-pound of butter for?
If my mother taught logic in high school, this would be some weird country.
So, what are you going to do?
I don't know. Leave me alone. Don't just sit there watching me.
It's my room as much as it is yours, and I don't have to leave if I don't want to.
Do you have to stare at me? I mean, can I have any privacy?
I'm staring into space. I can't help it if your body interferes. I bet you're worried.
How would you feel if your entire life depended on what your Uncle Jack decided? God, I wish Daddy were alive.
He would have said no. He was really strict.
Not with me. I mean, he was strict, but he was fair. If you said no, he always gave you a good reason. He always talked things out. I wish I could call him somewhere now and ask him what to do. One 3-minute call to heaven is all I ask.
Ask Mom. She talks to him every night.
Who told you that?
She did. Every night before she goes to bed, she puts his picture on her pillow and talks to him. Then she pulls her blanket halfway up the picture and goes to sleep.
She does not.
She does, too. Last year when I had a big fever, I slept with it both of them. In the middle of the night, my face fell on his picture and cut my nose.
She never told me that. That's weird.
I don't remember him much anymore. I used to remember him real good, but now he disappears a little bit every day.
Oh, God, he was so handsome. He always dressed so dapper. His shoes always shined. I always thought he should have been a movie star like Gary Cooper, only very short. Mostly I remember his pockets.
His pocket.
When I was 6 or 7, he used to bring home a little surprise, like a Hershey or a top. And he'd tell me to go get it in his coat pocket, so I'd run to the closet and I'd put my hand in the pocket. It felt as big as a tent. I wanted to crawl in there and go to sleep. There's all these terrific things in there, like juicy fruit gum or spearmint lifesavers or bits of cellophane or crumpled pieces of tobacco or movie stubs and nickels and pennies and rubber bands and paper clips and the gray suede gloves that he wore in the wintertime.
With his such live sound fingers? I remember.
Then I found his coat in Mom's closet. And I put my hand in the pocket and everything was gone. It was emptied and dry cleaned and it felt cold. That's when I knew he was really dead. God, I wish we had our own place. I hate being a boarder. Listen, let's make a pact. The first one who gets enough money promises not to spend any on herself, but saves it all to get a house for you and me and Mom. That means every penny we get from now on, we save for the house. We can't buy anything. No lipstick, no magazines, no nail polish or bubble gum. Nothing. Is it a pact?
What about movies?
Movies too.
Starting when?
Starting today, starting right now.
Well, could we start Sunday? I wanted to see The Thin Man.
Who's in it?
William Caliber Lloyd.
Okay, starting Sunday. I'll go with you Saturday.
Sid Luckman of Columbia waits for the snap from the center. The snow is coming down in a near blizzard. He gets it. He fades back. And he passes. And Luckman's got it. Luckman catches his own pass. He's on the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20. It's a touchdown! Columbia wins! They defeat the mighty Crimson of Harvard 13-12. Listen to that crowd. Woo! Woo!
Eugene, stop that yelling. I have a cake in the oven.
Hey, Eugene. Hi, Stan. My brother Stan. He's okay. You'll like him. What are you doing out so early?
Is Pop home yet?
No? Did you ask about the tickets?
What tickets?
For the Yankee game. You said you
Me and my boss had other things to talk about. I'm in trouble, Eugene. I mean, real trouble.
This really shocked me, because Stan is the kind of guy who could talk himself out of any kind of trouble. What kind of trouble?
I got fired today.
Fired? You mean for good?
You don't get fired temporarily. It's permanent. It's a lifetime fire.
Wow, what happened?
It was on account of Andrew, the colored guy who screws up. Anyway, he was cleaning the floor in the stockroom, and he lays his broom against his table to put some junk in the trash can. The broom slips, knocks a can of linseed all over the table. Ruined 3 brand new hats right out of the box. $9 Stetsons. It wasn't his fault. He didn't put the linseed over there, right?
Right.
So Mr. Stroheim sees the oily hats and he gets crazy. He says the hats are gonna have to come out of Andrew's salary. $27. So Andrew started to cry.
He cried?
42 years old. He's falling all over the stockroom. I mean, the man hasn't got too much furniture upstairs anyway, but he's real sweet. Always bringing me coffee, laughing, telling me jokes. I never understand the jokes, but I laugh anyway, make him feel good, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, I said to Mr. Stroheim I didn't think that was fair. It wasn't Andrew's fault.
You said that to him?
Sure, why not? So Mr. Stroheim says to me, you want to pay for the hats, Big Mouth? So I say, no, I don't want to pay for the hats. So he says, then mind your own business, Big Mouth.
Holy mackerel!
So Mr. Stroheim looks at me like machine gun bullets are coming out of his eyes. And then he calmly sends Andrew over to the factory to pick out 3 new hats, which is usually my job. So then guess what he tells me to do?
What?
He tells me to sweep up. He says for this week I'm the cleaning man.
I can't believe it.
Everybody's watching me now, waiting to see what I'm gonna do. Even Andrew stopped crying and watched. I felt the dignity of everyone who worked in that store was in my hands. So I grit my teeth, and I pick up the broom. And there's this big pile of dirt right in the middle of the floor.
Yeah.
And I swept it all over Mr. Stroheim's shoes. Andrew just got to shine this morning if you want to talk about irony.
I'm dying. I'm actually dying.
Everybody in the place was about to bust a gut. Mrs. Mulcahy, the bookkeeper, she could barely keep her false teeth in her mouth. Andrew's eyes were hanging 5 inches out of their sockets.
This is the greatest story in the history of the world.
So Mr. Stroheim grabs me and pulls me into his back office, closes the door and pulls down the shades. He gives me this whole story about how he was brought up in Germany to respect his superiors. That if they ever did such a thing like you do, they would beat me into a cup today, carry me as they dead.
That's perfect. You got him perfect.
So I say, yeah, but we're not Germany, old buddy.
You said that to him.
No, to myself. I didn't want to go too far.
I was wondering.
Anyway, Mr. Stroheim said that he's always liked me, and that he thought I was a good boy, and that he was going to give me one more chance. He wants me to write a letter of apology. And if that letter of apology isn't on his desk by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, I can consider myself fired.
I would have had a heart attack. What did you say?
I said I wasn't going to apologize if Andrew still had to pay for the hats. He said that was between him and Andrew, and that he expected the letter in the morning. So I said goodnight. I got my hat, and I walked out. I walked out of his office 10 minutes early. I'm sweating. I swear to God, I'm sweating all over. I don't know why I did it. I just got so mad. It just wasn't fair. I mean, if you give in when you're 18 and a half, you'll give in for the rest of your life, don't you think?
I suppose so. So what's the decision? Are you going to write the letter?
No.
Positively?
Positively. Except I'll have to discuss it with Pop. I know he needs the money, but he told me once. You always have to do what you think is right in this world and stand up for your principles.
Yeah, but what if he says that he thinks you're wrong? That you should write the letter?
He won't. He'll leave it up to me. I know it.
Yeah, but what if he says write the letter?
Well, that's something we won't know till after dinner, will we?
All in all, it's shaping up to be one heck of a dinner. I'll say this, though. I always had this two-way thing about my brother. Either I hated him so much that I wanted to kill him, or I worshiped the ground he walked on. I guess you know how I feel about him tonight.
All day it takes to bring home the bread. She's been glad for butter. She's been waiting for it.
I was home an half hour ago. I was talking to Scenic.
Mama, I got a letter from Rosalind Weiner. Remember her? They live up in Manhattan, in Central Park West.
Of course, her father's a gangster. Her mother's what? I don't care if it's hello.
No, if I was going to save it all up and give you one giant for Christmas.
Well, we don't have Christmas. I'll take it now. A hug, too. I never get a hug. Stanley, you must have done something wrong.
You're too smart for me, Mom. I robbed the barber shop today.
Is that why you look so tired? You don't get enough sleep. Running around all night with your 200 girlfriends.
130. That's all I have, 130.
How do you get any work done?
I get it done.
And your boss doesn't say anything to you?
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't say anything to you about being tired?
No, not about being tired.
Stanley, did you ask him about Thursday?
What?
You were going to ask him about getting paid on Thursday so I could play Mr. Greenblatt on Friday. You know Saturday's a holiday.
I'm sorry, Mom, I forgot. I'll ask you tomorrow.
It's a problem. Don't worry about it. Your boss is more important than Mr. Greenblatt.
That's not true, Mom. My boss isn't any more important than Mr. Greenblatt.
Oh, God! As if things weren't bad enough. And now this. The ultimate tragedy. Liver and cabbage for dinner. Jewish medieval torture. My friend, Marty Gregorio, an A student in science, once told me to cook cabbage can be smelled further than sound, traveling for 7 minutes. If these memoirs are never finished, you'll know it's because I gagged to death one night during dinner. You're all witnesses. I was sitting here, right? But I'll get blamed for that, too. I'm all right. Just let me sit a minute.
Didn't I tell you to get out of that hot kitchen? I don't have asthma and I can't breathe in there. Laura! Lori, come down and help your mother.
I'm sick about the plates, Kate. Don't worry about the plates. I'll replace them.
Plates I can always get. I only have one sister.
What happened?
She's having another asthma attack. It's
All
the
right.
second one this week. You need to go get the doctor.
No doctors.
This is no place for her by the beach. She needs to be someplace dry.
Like Arizona, Mama.
Should I get the doctor?
Yes.
No. No doctors. I'm all right. It's better.
Well, I can still hear the whistle.
Will you shut up?
Nora, help your kid in the kitchen. I'll bring her good plate.
Don't worry about it. Eugene can help me. I want you to go upstairs and get your mother's medicine. Lori, I want you to sit here quietly and take your mother. Don't like the way she looks here. Eugene, come and help me.
How are you?
In a minute, Bob. Bob's son. I would now like to introduce my father, a real hard worker. He was born at the age of 42. Hi, Bob. How you doing, Bob?
How am I doing?
Let me get these for you, Bob.
No, but you're heavy. You'll hurt yourself.
No, I can get them easy. Oh, gosh. I just have to get a good grip.
How about to sit a few minutes?
You feeling okay?
I just want to rest, that's all. Give me a glass of cold water.
I'll be up the other box in a minute, Bob. I don't know how he does it. King Kong couldn't lift these. You know what's in here? Noisemakers and party favors. Pop sells them to nightclubs and hotels after he gets through with his regular work every day, which is cutting material for ladies' raincoats.
Did you do your homework today?
Not all of it. Mom sent me to the store 15 times. Amos and Amy is only 9.
Do your homework, then we'll discuss them as a man.
Here's your medicine, Mama. Laura, will you get some water?
Laurie shouldn't be running. Just let her sit here.
I'll get it, Nora.
Are you sure you don't mind?
No, no trouble at all. 2.5 seconds. That's all I ask.
When you get to speak to Uncle Jack, Mama?
When I speak to him, that's when I'll speak to him.
Tonight? I have to know tonight.
We'll see. If he's not too tired, I'll talk to him tonight.
Jack's home. We're going to eat in 10 minutes. Nora, darling, go get Stanley. Lori, how's your mother?
Much better. The whistling stopped.
What's wrong? Eugene said you're holding your chest.
I wasn't holding my chest.
You have to carry this box every day, back and forth to the city. You don't work hard enough, Jack.
You want the box? It's yours. Keep it. I don't need it anymore.
What do you mean?
Delmar's party favors went out of business. They closed them out. The man is bankrupt.
Oh, my
He
God.
never even warned me it was coming.
You told me he lived on Riverside Drive with a view of the river. A $300 a month apartment, you said. A man like that?
Who are the ones you think are bankrupt? You live in a Cowater flat on Delancey Street. Bankruptcy is the one thing God spares you.
All right. You can always find good in something. You don't have to get up at 5:30 in the morning. We could have dinner in a decent hour. You still have your job at Jacobson's. We won't starve.
I can't make ends meet with what I'm making Jacobson's. That was 7 people to feed.
Jack, we'll talk about it later. They can hear you.
I can't get by without that extra $25 a week. I can't pay rent and insurance and food and clothing for 7 people. Christmas and New Year's alone I made $150.
Jack, you need to stop this. You're going to make yourself
He
sick.
didn't even pay me for the week, the bastard. 5 salesmen are laid off and he goes to a Broadway show tonight. I stuffed every hat and noisemaker I could carry in that box and walked out of there. At his funeral, I'll put on a pointy hat and blow a horn, the bastard.
I bet something will come up. You go to temple this week and you'll pray over Saturday.
There's men in that temple who've been praying for 40 years. Do you have any prayers having have to get answered before my turn comes up?
Your turn will come up. God has time for everybody.
Here's your water, Aunt Blanche.
Thank you, darling.
Where's Nora?
She went upstairs to call Stanley for dinner.
Hey, Lori, you want to take a walk on the beach tonight?
I have homework. What do you want to walk with me for?
You, me, and Nora. I don't know, I just felt like a walk.
Well, I think Nora has a date with Larry Clerman.
Larry Klarman? She likes Larry Klarman?
I don't know. Ask her yourself.
Larry Klarman is my father's age.
He's 20.
Same thing. You think he's good looking?
I don't think anybody is good looking.
Larry Klarman doesn't even have a chin. His tie comes all the way up to his teeth.
Eugene, where's your father's water?
I'm coming. Now I've got Larry Klarman to contend with. Here's your water, Pop. I put ice in it.
Don't drink it so fast, Jack.
Hey, Pop, you got time to look at my sneakers?
What does he want to look at your sneakers for?
They have no soles. They're being held on by a tiny piece of rubber. I have to clench my toes when I go out to catch a fly ball.
I bought you new sneakers last month.
Last year, Pop. Not last month. I can only wear them 2 hours a day because my toes can't grow them.
This is no time to talk to your father about sneakers. He's got enough on his mind. Go inside, turn the heat down on the liver. Jack, you need to relax. We'll have a nice dinner, and we'll relax, and we'll talk about this calmly, and when everybody's asleep at night, we'll figure it out. I don't like it when you get upset.
I'm feeling better. Come on, dear. Help me in the kitchen.
You think she'll ever get married?
Blanche?
Oh, she's not unattractive. I see men look at her on the beach. Why does she want to waste her life in this house for?
She's raising 2 children.
Why doesn't she ever go out? If she wants to meet people, I don't think it's single men.
Blanche is not the type to get married, Jack.
She was married once, wasn't she? Those are the type that get married.
Dave was different. She's not interested in other men.
What about that Murphy fellow across the street? He's plenty interested, believe me.
That man can't find his way into the house at night. He lays in the doorway, even in the rain. I see him in the morning when I go to get the milk.
Oh, he's got a good paying job. He lives alone with his mother, so he takes a drink on a Saturday night. Maybe what he needs is a woman.
Not my sister. Let him find somebody in the next doorway. I'm not talking to you about this anymore.
Are you busy? I wanted to talk to you.
That's funny because I need to talk to you too.
About what?
I need a favor real bad. You're the only one who can help me.
What is it?
Colin's home tired. He doesn't pay much attention to me and Eugene. But with you, it's different. He's really interested in what you have to say.
Really? Well, I hope so.
Sure, you never noticed that?
Not really. What's the favor?
Well, this may sound dumb, but at dinner, do you think you could steer the conversation in a certain direction?
What direction?
Something like, how much you admire people who stand up for the principles?
What people?
Any people. Principles is the most important word. If you could work it in 3 or 4 times, I'd be very grateful.
3 or 4 times?
It'll be easy. I'll mention someone like Abraham Lincoln, and you say, now there's a man who stood up for his principles.
Sorry, I've got my own things to discuss at dinner. I don't want to get into a discussion about Abraham Lincoln.
Not his whole life, just his principles.
Why would I do such a stupid thing?
Because as of tomorrow, I'm unemployed unless someone besides me mentions sticking up for your principles.
What happened? Did you get fired?
I will be unless I write Kaiser Wilhelm a letter of apology. It's really up to my old man. I decided to do whatever he tells me.
When are you going to ask him about it?
Tonight, right after dinner.
Tonight? Does it have to be tonight?
That's the deadline. I have to be my answer to Mr. Strohauer in the morning.
Well, couldn't you ask your father in the morning?
He gets up at 5:30. My mom has to line up his shoes because he can't make decisions. What's wrong, Norma?
I don't know what you have to complain about. At least your father's still alive and around the house to make decisions. You don't know when you're well off, Stanley. And sometimes you make me sick.
Chapter 7, the infamous dinner.
Jack,
murder mystery in Blenheim Castle. Everyone looked suspicious, but no one said a word. It was so quiet, you could hear Laura's water going down her esophagus. Everyone had one eye on their plate and the other eye on Pop, except me. I sat opposite Nora. I kept dropping my napkin a lot so I could bend down to get a good look at those virginal creamy white legs. She was really deep in thought because she left herself unguarded a few times. And I got to see halfway up her thighs, which led to the golden palace of the Himalayas.
Eugene! Keep your napkin on your lap and stop daydreaming.
Stanley knew what I was doing because he's the one who taught it to me. But he was busy with his own problems like everyone else. You could hear the clock ticking in the kitchen. The tension in the air was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Which is more than I could say for the liver.
Ketchup. Mustard. Pickles.
I'm through. I hope with the dessert.
Finish your liver.
I'm through. Do you see liver on my plate?
I see it under the potatoes. I know your tricks. Look at Laura. She's almost finished eating.
I had a major problem. One more bite and I would have thrown up all over the table. Now that's a sight Nora would have remembered forever. A diversion was my only escape from humiliation. So, how's things at Stroheim, Stanley? I felt bad about that, but for the moment, attention had shifted away from my liver.
How long have you been working?
Where?
At Stroheim.
Let me see. Part-time a year and a half before I graduated high school. In a year since then.
So what does that mean?
2.5 years counting part-time.
And he likes you?
Who?
Mr. Stroheim.
Usually likes me. Other times I'm not so sure.
Well, you do your work.
Yeah.
You come in on time.
Yeah?
You get along with the other people.
Yeah.
So why shouldn't he like you? How much are you making now?
$17 a week.
It's time you moved up. Tomorrow morning, you go in and you're asking for a raise.
A raise?
If you don't speak up, people will take advantage of you. Tomorrow morning, you go into his office. You're polite. You're respectful, but you're firm. You tell him you think you're worth another $5 a week.
$5?
He'll offer you $1.25. You sell it for $2.50. I know how these things work. You're a high school graduate, Stanley. He's lucky he's got you.
I don't think this is the time to ask him for a raise, Pop. His wife's been very sick.
You're afraid to ask him? You want me to take you by the hand and walk you into his office and say, my little boy wants a raise?
I'm not afraid.
Listen, Stanley, your father wouldn't ask you if it's not the right thing to do. Believe me, this is the right time.
Mom! I have a bone in my throat.
It's so old! Let us sit down and eat.
Nothing is new. Would you mind your own business?
I'm just trying to introduce the subject.
Well, I don't need your help. Would you tell her to be quiet, Mother?
Laurie, you may be excused if you're finished.
What happened at dancing school?
Nora's teacher paid her a very nice compliment today. She said she had professional potential.
He didn't say potential. Potential is the future. Mr. Beckman is interested in Nora's immediate present.
Isn't that something? Mr. Beckman is your teacher?
No, Mr. Beckman is one of the most highly acclaimed producers on Broadway.
Broadway? Imagine that. That's wonderful. And how are you doing in school otherwise?
Oh, I'm doing fine.
She's doing very well.
I wish I was as smart as she is.
Isn't that the same Mr. Beckman who's producing the great Broadway extravaganza, Abracadabra? I hear if a girl gets a part in a chorus like that, not only is her career practically guaranteed, but the experience she gains is equal to a 4-year college education.
Eugene, that's enough.
Eugene, only a 4-year college education is equal to a 4-year college education.
I don't think Abraham Lincoln went to college.
So how are you feeling, Laurie? You feeling better?
Yes, Uncle Jack.
You getting plenty of fresh air?
as much as I can hold my lungs. Nora, did you tell Uncle Jack about the big tank that's filled with water?
Girls, let your Uncle Jack eat his dinner. If we have something to discuss, we can discuss it later.
Somebody has something to discuss? No, fine. If there's a problem, this is the family hour.
What a great idea for a radio show. The Family Hour. Every Wednesday night, you hear a different family eating dinner, discussing the problems of the week. And you can hear great new recipes. WEAF presents Dinner at Brighton Beach, starring the Check Out Your Own family. And this week's specialty, liver and cabbage. Brought to you by X-Lax, the Wild Black Study.
The whole country wants to hear about a 15-year-old boy gagging on his liver.
Nothing to discuss? Nobody has any problems? Otherwise, I want to turn on the news.
Well, as a matter of fact,
What?
nothing.
I help with the dishes.
I said to finish your liver.
I can't eat it. It won't go down. Remember the lima bean catastrophe last month? Does anybody want to see a repeat of that disgusting episode?
Why does he always talk like it's a Sherlock Holmes story?
He thinks he's a writer.
And what do you think you are?
Eat half of it.
Which half? They're both terrible.
A quarter of it. 2 bites.
One bite.
I said 2 bites. Eat it.
I know you. If I eat one bite, you'll make me another bite. I'll take it to my room. I need time to chew it.
This is not the time to be wasting food, Eugene. If you didn't want it, you shouldn't have taken it.
I didn't take it. They gave it to me. It comes attached to the plate.
It's not important to everybody. I'll eat your liver, Eugene.
You will?
Seems to be the only thing this family's worried about. Hand it over so we can get on with the more important things in our lives.
Nora's right. Take the liver away. If nobody likes it, why do you make it?
Because we can't afford roast beef for 7 people.
I suddenly felt vulgar and cheap.
Laurie, why are you arguing? You look tired to me.
Can I talk to you now, Papa? It's real important.
More important than what's going on in Europe.
Not more important. It's just happening soon.
Hitler's on the route to Austria. In a couple of months, the whole world will be in it. What's the matter with this radio?
Somebody's been fooling around with it, haven't they, Eugene?
Why, Eugene? Papa had the news on last night.
You weren't listening to the game this afternoon?
He's talking about Poland. Damn it, I don't want anyone messing with this radio anymore. Do you understand?
Guess who's going to get blamed for the war in Europe?
Eugene, you take these things.
You really think there'll be war, Papa, in America, too?
We're already in it. Not us, maybe, but friends, relatives. If you're Jewish, you've got cousins suffering somewhere in the world.
Ida Kaczynski, her family got out of Poland last month. The stories that you tell us about what's going on there, we don't want to hear.
How many relatives do we have in Europe?
No, cousins, uncles. I have a grandaunt. Your father has a nephew there.
I have a cousin Sheldon in Poland, his whole family.
Dave had relatives in Warsaw. That's where his mother was born.
What if they got out? Where would they stay?
Who?
Your nephews, Mom's cousins, and uncles. Would we take them in?
What God gives us to deal with, we give.
What are you worried about? That poor Stanley? Go upstairs and work on your speech.
What speech?
The one in which you asked Mrs. Strohorn for a raise tomorrow.
Can I talk to you later, Pop, after you've rested and read your paper?
Lou Gehrig got 2 hits today. Larry Lou's hitting 302.
Is this your paper? How many times have I told you you don't read the paper until your father's finished with it?
I didn't break it. The print doesn't come off if I take a quick look at it.
Don't be fresh to your mother. Upstairs. Everybody.
I'll come down later, okay, Pop?
Come on, Stan. I gotta talk to you anyway.
You're a pest. They won't ever tell you you're a pest.
Yeah, I have a list upstairs. You want to add your name to it?
Jack, maybe you should lie down. There's nothing in the paper that's going to cheer you up.
What would we do, Kate? What would we do if they got off the boat and knocked on our door? How would we feed them?
The boat hasn't gotten here yet. I can't worry about boats that haven't landed yet, Jack.
Uncle Jack, I know you're tired and you've got a lot of things on your mind, but the rest of my life may depend on your decision, and I have to know tonight because I have to call Mr. Benton and let him know if I can go or not.
Who's Mr. Benton?
The Broadway producer we talked about at dinner.
Abracadabra, remember?
Laura, upstairs, this instant. Not now, Laura. This isn't the time.
It's never the time. You won't make a decision and I don't have anybody else I can talk to. Well, I'll make my own decision if nobody else is interested. I'm 16.5 years old and I'll do what I want to do.
What is this all about?
Hold on, Jack. Don't talk to
Hey.
her, please. Nora's right. It's my problem. I'll handle it. What are you going to tell her? That she can leave school? That she can throw her future away? Is that what you're going to tell her? What if I'm wrong? What if she's got talent? What am I supposed to say?
She can't talk to me. It's all the same family. I'm her uncle, for God's sake.
She doesn't need an uncle tonight. She needs a father. Jack, please, she'll tell you about it. Please, Jack.
Be their mother.
If you want to talk, we'll talk. If not, not.
We have enough mothers here. This is a family. The world doesn't survive without family. Lori, you go upstairs and do your homework. Listen, you make me a cup of tea. You're the only one who makes decent tea. Come on, it'll be all right.
Listen, I know what it's like not to be heard, Nora.
Dick?
I was born in a family of 4 children. My father, before he died, never could remember our names. My oldest brother was the big one, I was the little one. My brother Saul was the rotten one, Eddie was the skinny one.
So am I.
The pretty one. What's the problem?
I don't know. It doesn't seem very important now.
I've never seen you cry over something that wasn't important. I know I'm not your father. It's not my place to make decisions for you. But I can give advice. Advice is free. If it doesn't fit, you can always return it.
Can we walk down the block?
Sure. Well, look at the ocean. My father always used to say, you throw your problems out to the sea, the answers wash back up on the shore.
Did they?
Not in Brighton Beach. Orange peels and watermelon pits washed up. That's why it's always good to take someone who knows how to give advice.
You stop that at line of thing.
I sure would hate to have your problems.
That's like official American League Baseball in your mouth.
I got to talk to you, Stan. I mean, really. Seriously, want to talk.
Everybody in this house has to have a talk with somebody. Take a number off the wall and wait your turn.
I had a dream last night. It was about this girl. I can't tell you her name, but she was gorgeous. We were really kissing hard and rubbing up against each other. And I felt this tremendous buildup coming, like at the end of the 39 steps. And suddenly, there was an explosion, like the dam broke and everything rushed and flowed out to sea. It was the greatest feeling I ever had in my life. But when I woke up, I was...
All wet.
Yeah, how'd you know?
Well, wet dream, I have them all the time.
You do? I mean, there's nothing wrong with you if it happens?
You mean you never had one before?
Yeah, but I slept through it.
Did you ever try to do it by yourself?
What do you mean?
You know, did you ever do it with yourself?
No, never.
Baloney, I hear you do it 3-4 times a week.
You're crazy. What do you mean, dude?
Whack off,
Will
masturbate.
you be quiet or am I hear you?
There's nothing wrong with it. Everybody does it, especially at our age. It's natural.
What do you mean, everybody? You know guys who do it?
Every guy I know does it, except Haskell Fleischman, the fat kid. He does it to other guys.
I can't believe I'm having this conversation.
You can't grow up without doing it. Your voice won't change.
Where do you get this?
It's puberty.
It's what?
Puberty. You never heard that word before. You don't read books.
Yeah, The Citadel by H.J. Crowley. He never mentioned puberty.
Even Pop did it.
Pop? Our Pop? You know what, Stanley? I think you're full of shit.
Don't use that kind of language. Who do you think you are? You're just a kid. Never let me hear you say that word again.
I don't get it. It's okay for you to say puberty, but I can't say shit.
Puberty's a scientific word. Shit is for those guys who hang around the beach.
Okay. Stanley, this is the most useful information you've ever taught. What about girls?
5 times as much as boys.
5 times as much. Is that an actual figure? Where do you learn all this from?
You pick it up, you learn it. It's handed down from generation to generation. That's how our culture spreads.
5 times as much. And some of them don't even talk to you at school. And they're all night waking up.
They're human. They have the same needs and desires that we do.
Then why is it so hard to touch their boobs?
Don't start with me, Eugene.
If I had boobs, Stanley, I would love to touch them. Wouldn't you?
Not now. think she's in the bathroom 7 times a day taking showers?
She does it in the bathroom?
I know 2 girls who used to do it in English class. One girl I know, she did it on the final exam and got a 98 on her paper. Is she the one you were thinking about?
No, it was someone else. One of the beach girls.
It was Nora. I see what's going on. I knew why you dropped your napkin 12 times at dinner.
I can't help it. She drives me crazy. I think I'm in love.
Oh yeah, well forget it. She's your cousin.
What's wrong with being in love with your cousin?
Because it's against the laws of nature. If she was your stepsister, it would be dirty, but it would be okay. You can't love your own cousin. Let me give you a piece of advice, Eugene. Whenever you start with puberty, don't start with anyone in your own house.
Who made up those rules? Franklin Roosevelt married his cousin.
Maybe it was a second or third cousin, but you can't marry your first cousin. You get babies with 9 heads. I wish Pop would get back. I really have to talk to him.
I still would love to see her naked. Just once. There's nothing wrong with that, is there?
No, I've done it lots of times.
You've seen her naked?
Sure, I fixed the lock on the bathroom door and then opened it pretending I didn't know anyone was in there.
I can't believe it. What a pig. What did she look like?
All I can tell you is I was pretty miserable. She was my first cousin.
That was the night I discovered lust and guilt were closely related. I have to wash up.
Have a good time.
I don't do that.
I'm sorry. I forgot it was this Tuesday. I'll change my diary.
You don't have to change anything. The girls will be with me.
Have I ever missed you going to the grave? Dave was my favorite in the whole family. You know that, Blanche.
Realize that it's been 6 years? Sometimes I forget his birthday. The day he died, I never forget.
There wasn't another one like him.
Laurie asked me questions about him all the time. Was he funny? What was the funniest thing he ever said, she asked. And I couldn't remember.
Isn't that awful, Kate? Sometimes you talk like your life is over, Blanche. You're still young. You're still beautiful if you stop squinting so much.
We went together for 2 years before we got married. What was I thinking of? That was 2 married years I didn't have with him.
Listen, Jack's company is having their annual fair next Wednesday in New York. At the Commodore Hotel. You should see how some of those women get dressed up. Jack wants you to come with us. He told me to ask you.
Me, who do I know in Jack's company?
You'll be with us. You'll meet people. Max Green will be at our table. He's the one whose wife died last year from tuberculosis. Listen, he's the #1 salesman. He lives on the Grand Concourse in a nice hotel. He's a riot. You'll like him. Maybe you'll dance with him. What else are you going to do here every night?
I don't have a dress for a thing like that.
So you'll make something. Jack can get you material. He knows everybody in the Farmer District.
Thank you, Kate. I appreciate it. But I can't go. Maybe next year.
Next year, you're on our eyes all together, Blanche. What are you afraid of? Listen, David said, and you're not. If God wanted the both of you, you'd be laying in the grave next to him.
I've already made plans for next Wednesday night.
More important than this, they only have this affair once a year.
I'm having dinner with someone.
You're having dinner? With a man? Oh, wonderful. Why didn't you tell me?
With Mr. Murphy.
Oh, my God! I don't understand you. You're having dinner with that man? Do you know where he'll take you? To a saloon, to a bar and grill. That's where he'll take you.
We're going to Sharda's, the Hungarian restaurant. Why do you dislike him so much, Kate? You've never even met the man.
I don't have to meet a man like that. I just have to smell his breath when he opens up the window. I know that kind. I've lived on Avenue A with them. How many beatings did Eugene and Stanley take from those Irish hooligans who come home black and blue? What do you have to talk to with a man like that?
Is that why you don't like him? Because he's Irish? When have the Irish and the Jews ever fought a war? Do you know who George Bernard Shaw is?
I don't care who he is.
He's one of the world's greatest Irish writers. What would you say if he took me to dinner at Shardoff's next Wednesday?
Is Mr. Murphy a writer? Then you tell him to bring me some of his books and I'll be glad to read them.
Kate, when are you going to give up being an older sister?
You don't know men like that. You don't know how they are with them women. I know. Okay, if that's what you want, it's your business.
I decided to go downstairs and quiet my passion for an oatmeal cookie.
We took a walk along the beach last Thursday night. He hardly said a word. He's very quiet, very shy. He told me where his parents came from in Ireland. They had it almost as bad as Mom and Papa did in Russia.
Nobody had it like they had it in Russia, Blanche.
Holds down a decent job in a printer's office, and his breath didn't smell of liquor, and he behaved like a perfect gentleman.
No cookies, not until you finish that liver.
You're still saving it? You mean it's gonna be in there until I grow up?
I said no cookies.
I just want a glass of water.
There's water in your bathroom, Eugene.
There's toothpaste in the glass. It makes me nauseous.
Listen, you do what you want. It's your business. I'm going to bed.
Kitty, I don't want to do anything to make you unhappy, or Jack. I owe you too much, but I can't live off of you for the rest of my life. You know every decent job I've tried to get, they've turned me down because of my eyes. The thought of marrying Frank Murphy hasn't even occurred to me, and probably not to him. But I don't think one dinner at Chardoff's is the end of the world.
I just don't want to see you get hurt. I don't mean you any harm. I can take anything except if somebody in the family gets mad at me.
Kate, I could never be mad at you. That I promise you to my dying day.
All right, go on. Have dinner with that Mr. Murphy. If Papa would hear what I'm saying, he would get up from the cemetery and stand in front of this house with a big stick.
I told him to pick me up here. Is that all right?
Here, in my house?
For 2 minutes. I want you to meet him, to see what he's like.
You tell his mother to clean her windows, then I'll know what he looks like.
Can I see Mr. Beckman tomorrow, yes or no?
Did you talk to Uncle
I talked to Uncle Jack. I want a decision, Mother, yes or no.
What did he say?
It doesn't matter what he said. It's your decision or mine. Who's going to make it, Mother?
I said if I were her father, I'd tell her to finish high school. If she's got talent, there'll be plenty of other shows. I never got past the 8th grade. And that's why I spent half my life on the subway and the other half trying to make a few extra dollars to keep this family from being out on the street.
I don't want this just for myself, Mother, but for you and for Lori. In a few years, we could get a house of our own instead of all being cooped up here like animals. We could pay Uncle Jack for what he's given us all these years. I'm asking for a way out, Mother. Don't shut me in. Don't shut me in for the rest of my life.
You promised you'd do what Uncle Jack
He
said.
doesn't make decisions. He offers advice. I want a decision, Mother. From you. Please.
You finished school. You tell Mr. Beckman you're too young. You tell him your mother said no. That's my decision.
You see, thank you very much, Uncle Jack, for your advice. I'll let you know in the morning what my decision is.
Blanche, let her go. You only make it worse. See, no matter what I do, I only make it worse.
What could I tell her? What could I say?
You inherit a family, you inherit their problems. Well, good night. Put that cookie on the table.
What cookie?
The oatmeal cookie that's in your pocket.
You could smell an oatmeal cookie from 10 feet away?
I could hear the jaw moving in the kitchen. Suddenly, everybody's doing what they want in this house. Your father's upset, Aunt Blanche is upset. Put the cookie on this table.
What happened? I rolled up yelling. I don't know, but it's my fault.
Do you want me to speak to Mom? I can tell her I was getting butter in my heart again.
Don't you ever do that. Don't you pretend to be sick just to get favors.
I'm not pretending. They're just not big butters.
Stop puffing up the pillows. The house could be burning down and you'd run back in to puff the pillows.
You tired, Jack? Let's go to bed.
When does it get easier, Kate? When does our life get easier?
Easier? It gets easy when you get 7 good hours of sleep. That's how easy it gets.
Close the door!
Can I talk to you now, Pop? It'll just take 5 minutes.
Stanley, your mom's practically asleep.
2 minutes. I'll tell it as fast as I can.
Go on, Kate. Go to bed. The boy wants to tell me something.
Okay, you turn the lights out first. Jackie, don't worry. We're working that, you know.
She saw me on the crapper! Nora saw me on the crapper! Nobody's gonna be dead!
I have a problem, Pop.
If you didn't, you wouldn't live in this house.
It must be tough being a father. Everyone comes to you with their problems. You have to have all the answers. I don't know if I can handle that.
Stop trying to win me over. Just tell me the problem.
I got fired today.
What?
Don't get excited. Don't get crazy. Let me explain what happened.
What did you do? You came in late. You were fresh to somebody. Were you fresh to somebody?
I'm not fired yet. I can still get the job back.
Take the job back. I don't care what it is. This is not the time for anybody to be out of work in this family.
When I was 12 years old, you gave me a talk about principles. Remember, Pop?
How long were you going to go without telling me this?
This is about principles, Pop.
All night. You waited to tell me this news.
Will you at least hear my principles?
All right. I'll hear your principles. Then you'll hear mine.
Just sit back and let me explain what happened, okay? It was on account of Andrew, the color guy who swoops up.
So Stanley began a sad story. Pop never said a word. He just sat there. Stanley was terrific. It was like that movie, Abe Lincoln in Illinois. Stanley was not only defending his principles, but democracy in the entire United States of America. Well, Pop must have been bleary-eyed, because not only did he have to defend Stanley's principles, nor his career, the loss of his noisemaker business, Lori's fluttering heart, how to get Aunt Blanche buried off, but any minute there could be a knock at the door with 37 relatives from Poland showing up looking for a place to live. Stanley finally finished his story.
So either I bring in a letter of apology in the morning, or I don't bother coming in. I know it's late. I know you're tired. I just didn't want to do anything without asking you first.
Stanley.
I'm sorry, Pop.
You shouldn't have swept the dirt on his shoes.
I know.
Especially in front of other people.
I know.
He's your boss. He pays your salary. His money helps put food on our dining table.
I know, Pop.
And we don't have money to waste. Believe me when I tell you that.
I believe you, Pop.
On the other hand, you were out 3 days last year. He only docked you a day and a half pay. Remember that?
I remember, Pop. Listen, I can see what you're getting at. I'll write the letter. I'll do it tonight.
You did do a courageous thing. You defended a fellow worker. No one else stood up for him, did they?
I was the only one.
That's something to be proud of. That's what you believed in. That's standing up for your principles.
That's why I didn't want to write the letter. I knew you'd understand.
The question is, can this family afford principles right now?
We make it hard, I know.
Not just on you and me, but on your mother. Your Aunt Blanche, Nora, Laura.
Eugene
would have to get a part-time job. It's time he started using studying books to get himself somewhere.
He wants to go to college. He wants to be a writer.
I wish I could have sent you, Stanley. I've always been sick about that.
I like Uncle Pop. I really do. Listen, I've made up my mind. I'm going to write the letter.
I'm not saying you should.
I know. It's my decision. I really want to write the letter.
And how will your principles feel in the morning?
My principles feel better already. You told me you were proud of me. That's all I really cared about anyway.
You know something, Stanley? I don't think there's much in that college they could teach you that you don't already know.
Guess who I learned it from? Thanks for talking to me, Pop. You coming to bed?
I think I'll just sit here a few minutes. It's the only time of day I have any rest for myself.
So what's the decision? Do you have to write the letter?
Yeah.
I knew that's what he made you do.
He didn't make me do it. Be quiet, will you? Have to concentrate.
What are you going to say?
I don't know. You want to help me? You're good at those things.
People used to get paid for that in the old days. Professional letter writers.
I'm not going to pay you money.
I don't want money.
Then what do you want?
Tell me what Nora looked like naked.
How money can you get?
I don't know. What's the highest score?
All right, when we finish the letter.
I don't trust you. I want to get paid first.
You're a lousy shit.
Hey, don't use that language in front of me. I'm just a kid.
What do you want to know?
Everything, from the time you open the door.
It happened so fast.
That's okay. Tell them slow.
Jesus, all right. I heard the shower. I heard it stop. And I gave a few seconds for the water to run off her body. And I knew she'd be stepping out of the shower. Suddenly, I just opened the door, and there she was, standing on the back mat. A towel on her head, and nothing else in the whole wide world.
Slower. Don't go so fast.
Her breasts were gorgeous, like two peaches hanging on the vine waiting to be plucked. No, like two nectarines, like two night nectarines, all soft and pink and shining in the morning sun.
Lori, darling, you should see your mother. She looks gorgeous.
I'm waiting for her grand entrance. How's Uncle Jack?
He's resting. He's feeling better. He ate a good dinner. Eugene! I don't want to hear any ball playing against the wall.
I'm not playing. I'm writing.
Well, do it quietly.
She wants me to write quietly. If that was the only sentence I published in my book of memoirs, it would probably be a bestseller. Everybody's been in a rotten mood around here lately. 3 days ago, Pop had a heart attack. It was sort of a warning. He passed out on the subway, and a policeman had to carry him home. He was trying to make extra money driving cabs at night, and he just plain wore out. The doctor says he has to stay home for 2 or 3 weeks, but Pop won't listen to him. Mr. Jacobson, as a brother-in-law, is filling in for Pop temporarily, but Pop's afraid that 3 weeks in bed could turn into permanently.
I have to talk to you.
What's up?
Not here, in our room. Don't tell anybody.
What's the big secret?
Will you shut up? Wait till I get upstairs and then follow me.
If it's about Nora, I'm not interested. I forgot to tell you, I hate your cousin Nora. She's been really snotty to everybody around here. She doesn't say hello in the morning, and she eats her dinner up in her room. And she's been seeing this guy, Larry No-Chin Clerman. And she's not as pretty as I thought she was.
Eugene, did you take your father's paper up to him?
I'm coming. My knee hurts. I fell on the stairs at school.
Well, take it up. He's waiting for it.
If I just told her I had my cans cut off in an accident, she'd say, go upstairs and wash your face with your feet. I think she's sore because she and Pop can't go to the affair at the Commodore Hotel this evening. They had Glenn Gray and his orchestra. I feel bad for her because she doesn't get to go out much. And she's nervous about Mr. Murphy coming over to pick up Aunt Blanche. She's mad at the whole world. That's why she's making llama beans for dinner.
Would you like a cashew, Lori?
Oh, thanks. And a Brazil nut too? And 1 almond.
You must be starved. We're eating dinner later tonight. We'll wait until your mother comes down.
Can I have some nuts?
Just one. It's for the company. We're eating in the kitchen tonight. You and Stanley help me with the dishes. You look flushed. Do you have a fever? Let me see your tongue. You look spotted.
That's the cashew nut.
I don't need you getting sick on me. If you're tired, you need to go to bed.
Well, I have a little stomach cramp. Maybe I'm getting my ladies.
Your what?
My ladies. That thing Nora gets when she can't boil the water.
I don't think so, not at your age, darling. But if your stomach starts to hurt, you come and tell me. I'm fixing a nice tuna salad for dinner tonight. You call me when your mother comes down.
Aunt Kate,
Yes, darling.
does Mama like Mr. Murphy?
I don't know. I don't think she knows him very well yet.
Well, do you like him?
I never spoke.
You call him a Cossack. Are those the kind that don't like Jewish people?
I'm sure he likes your mom. Otherwise, he wouldn't be taken around to dinner.
Well, if Mama married him, would we have to move across the street in that dark house with a creepy woman in the window?
We're not up to that yet, darling. Let's get through Charles' restaurant first.
I'm feeling better. You threw the newspaper at me because I didn't bring you the evening edition.
Lock the door.
You look terrible. Your eyes are all red. You were crying.
I'm in trouble, Eugene. I mean, real trouble.
When did you take up smoking?
I'm smoking in the stockroom all the time. Don't let me see you do it. It's a bad habit.
So how come you do it?
I like it.
What brand do you smoke?
Lucky Strikes.
I knew you would. They're the best brand.
I swear to God, what I'm going to tell you, you won't tell a living soul.
I take an oath on the life of the entire New York Yankees. What happened?
I lost my salary.
What?
The entire $17 is gone. I lost it.
Where? In the subway?
In a poker game. I lost it gambling.
In a poker?
You shouldn't. You want to kill Pop right in the bedroom?
You never told me you gambled it.
But we just do it at lunch hour. For pennies. I always won. A dime, a quarter. It wasn't just luck. I was really good.
$17?
When Pop was sick, I thought I could make a little extra money to help out. So I played this game over at the stockroom with Florsheim shoes. Boy, did I learn about poker. They cleaned me out in 20 minutes.
What are you going to tell them?
I don't know. If Pop wasn't sick, I would tell him the truth. Last week he tells me how proud he is of me. He's driving a cab at night. I'm playing poker at Florsheim.
Yeah, but suppose you won. Suppose you won $50. You just had bad luck, that's all.
I had no chance against those guys. They were gamblers. They all wore black pointy shoes with clocks on their socks. If Pop dies, I'll hang myself, I swear.
Don't talk like that. Pop isn't going to die. He ate 3 lamb chops tonight at dinner. Why don't you just say you lost the money? You got a hole in your pocket. You could tear a hole in your pocket.
I already used that one.
When?
In November, when I lost $5. Pop said to me, from now on, check your pockets every morning.
What happened to the money? Did you gamble that too?
No. I gave it to a girl. You know, a pro.
A pro what? A prostitute! You went to one of those places? Holy shit!
I'm not going to argue about that word again.
Is that what it costs? $5?
$250. I'm with this guy I know, he still owes me.
And you never told me? What was it like? Was she pretty? How old was she?
Don't start with me, Eugene.
Did she get completely naked or what?
Every time I get in trouble, I have to tell you what a naked girl looks like. Do me a favor. Go in the bathroom and whack off and grow up by yourself.
Don't get sore. If you were me, you'd ask the same questions.
Well, I never had an older brother to teach me those things. I had to learn it all on my own. You don't know how lucky you are to be the younger one. You don't have the responsibilities I do. You're still in school looking up girls' dresses on the staircase.
I worked plenty hard in school.
Yeah, well, where's your report card at? Today's the first of the month. I know you got it. I want to see your report card.
I don't have to show you my report card. You're not my father.
Yes, I am. As long as Pop's sick, I am. I'm only working in the family, ain't I?
Really? Where's your salary this week, Pop?
You know, I hate you sometimes. You're nothing but a lousy shit. I help you all the time, and you never help me when I wanted something for it. I hate your disgusting gut.
Not as much as I hate yours. You pick your toenails, you snort at me, you stink up the bathroom. When I go in there, I have to puke.
Give me your report card. Give it to me, goddammit, or I'll beat your face in.
Here. You want the report card? Here's the last report card. Take it, you shit.
Four A's and a B. That's good. That's real good, Eugene. I want you to go to college. I want you to be somebody important someday. Because I'm not. I'm no damn good. I'm sorry I said those things to you.
Yeah. I'm sorry, too.
Are you feeling better?
A little, darling. Your mother's not down yet?
No.
I wanted to see her before she goes out.
Oh my God. Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? You're walking down the stairs?
I'm all right. I was tired laying in that bed. I wanted to see Blanche.
How are you going to get upstairs? You think I can carry you? You're not even supposed to go to the bathroom, are you?
You trust doctors? My grandmother never saw one in her life. She lived to be 87 years old.
She didn't have high blood pressure. She didn't faint on stuff. Wait.
She used to faint 3 or 4 times a week. It's in our family. We're fainters. Laurie, darling, go get your Uncle Jack a glass of ice water.
Yeah?
Yes, now, sweetheart. The child is pampered too much. You should let her do more work around the house. You don't get healthy lying on couches all day.
No. You get healthy driving cab tonight after you work 9 hours cutting rainbows. You want to kill yourself, Jack? You want to leave me alone to raise this family? Is that what you want to do?
You think I'll get better faster if you make me feel guilty? I was born with enough guilt, Kate. If I need more, I'll ask you.
I'm sorry. You know I'm not happy unless I worry. My whole family will worry. Worries generally tend to marry things.
I'm not going to leave you. I promise. If I didn't leave you for another woman, I'm certainly not going to drop dead just to leave you.
What woman? Is that bookkeeper Helene?
I can't look. You're never going to forget that I danced with her 2 years in a row at the Commodore Hotel.
Don't tell me she isn't attractive to you, Jack. I know it's right on.
What does a woman like want with the cut up? She likes the men up front, the salesman. She's looking to get married. She's a widow.
You're an attractive man, Jack. Women like you.
Me? Attractive? You really must think I'm dying, don't you?
You don't know women like I do. Listen, you just promise me one thing. If anything happens between you and that bookkeeper, Helene, let me go to my grave without hearing about it, okay?
I see. Now that you're worried about Helene, you've decided you're going to die first.
I had to chalk the eye. And I'm all out of breath.
It's good for you, darling. It's exercise.
I'm going out. I won't be having dinner. I'll be home late. Good night.
Nora! Don't you want to see what your mother looks like?
Oh, I'm sure she looks fine. She doesn't need me to tell her.
What about Mr. Murphy? She wants you to meet... He wants to meet you and Laurie. He'll be here
I
any
have
minute.
someone waiting for me. I can meet Mr. Murphy some other time.
I think it would be nice if you waited, Nora. Your mother would be very hurt if you didn't wait to say goodbye.
I'm sure that's very good advice, Uncle Jack. I know just how my mother feels. I'm not so sure she knows how I feel.
What do I do?
Leave it alone. It's between Nora and Blanche. It's something they have to work out.
Where does she go every night? Who is she meeting?
She goes with Larry Clerman. He borrows his father's car and takes her to the cemetery.
What cemetery?
Her daddy is buried. She goes to see Daddy.
Jack, what am I going to tell her? I don't want to start her evening.
Jack, what are you doing down here?
We have company coming. Where else should I be?
Well, I looked in your room and almost got scared to death.
Well, you don't look it. You look beautiful.
Look at this woman. Oh, stunning. Turn around. Blanche, stunning. She looks like that movie star. Who's that movie star I like so much, Laura?
Irene Dunn.
Irene Dunn.
Oh, I think she looks like Rosalind Russell. Maybe Carol Lombard.
I think she looks like Blanche. Blanche is prettier than all of them.
I had such trouble with the makeup. I was trying to put the mascara on and I couldn't see my eyes, so I put my glasses on. And then I couldn't get the mascara on under the glasses.
Where are your glasses? Do you have your glasses?
They're in my purse. I thought I'd wait till we were in the restaurant and I was reading the menu to put them on.
Now, you make sure you do. I don't want you to come home and say, I don't know what he looked like.
Jack, it's so good to see you. Then you really are feeling better?
I needed the rest, that's all. Besides, I wanted to meet this Murphy fellow. Stranger comes in, he likes to meet another man, makes him feel comfortable.
Thank you, Jack. That's very thoughtful of you.
Here, Blanche, I want you to put these on. Don't say no to me. You wear them now, please.
But they're your pearls, your good pearls.
So what? They're going to sit in the drawer? No, they're here. Pearls are like people. They like to be seen once in a while, too.
I forgot you're missing the affair this year. I was so wrapped up in myself. I forgot you were going to wear them tonight.
I can afford to miss it. I don't see Jack the whole night anyway.
Now, let's see how they look.
Turn it on. Let me look.
I'm so nervous, I'm afraid I'll lose them.
You tell me I don't have a beautiful sister.
Now I feel good. Now I feel I got my money's worth.
Definitely Carol Lombard.
Run up and get Nora, darling. I want her to see them.
She's not here. She left.
What do you mean she left? Without saying goodbye?
She wanted to wait for you. She had to meet somebody.
Well, she knew I wanted to see her. She could have come to my room.
She'll see you when you get home. You'll still look just as pretty at 12 o'clock.
Well, what did she say? Did she say anything?
You're going yet. You're going to have a good time.
She's making me pay for it, isn't she? She knows she can get to me so easily. This is what I get for making decisions.
I feel like ice cream for dessert. Laura, you feel like ice cream for dessert?
Butter pecan?
Butter pecan for you. Maple walnut for me. Go up and tell Eugene I want him to go to the store.
Well, I'll go with him.
Don't run, darling.
Let her run. It's good for her. If she gets tired, she'll tell you. And stop worrying about each other so much.
Eugene, your father wants us to go to the store.
Tell him I'm sick. My stomach hurts.
You don't want any ice cream?
Ice cream? Wait a minute. It's amazing how quickly you recover from misery when someone offers you ice cream.
She's only 16, Blanche. At that age, they're all wrapped up in themselves.
How am I ever going to become a writer if I don't know how to suffer? Actually, I'd give up writing if I could see a naked girl while eating ice cream.
What time is it?
It's fixed. Sit down, Blanche. Take your mind off Nora. He'll be here in a minute.
Eugene? Go to the store. Go to Hanson's. Get some ice cream. Get a half pint of butter pecan, a half pint of maple walnut, and a half pint of chocolate for yourself. Kate, what do you want?
I'm in the mood for ice cream.
Get a vanilla. She'll eat it. And whatever Stanley likes.
I need money.
I just paid the doctor $15. Go up to Stanley. He got paid today. Ask him for his salary.
What?
Well, here's $1. Hurry up so she can meet Mr. Murphy, but no running, okay?
You know what I worry about sometimes at night? That I wake up in the morning and she'll be gone. To Philadelphia, or Boston, or God knows where.
Look how this woman is talking. Is this what you're going to talk to the man about? He's going to be drinking in 5 minutes.
You think so? What'll I do if he gets drunk?
You come home. You have money? You have coffee?
I didn't take anything with me.
You wait. I'll get $5 from Stanley. Now I have something else to worry about.
I could use a cup of hot tea.
Sit there. I'll make it for
We'll
you.
both make it. You can hear the bell from the kitchen.
Stanley, are you in there? I need $5 for Aunt Blanche. Stanley, did you get paid today?
Yes, I got paid today.
Okay, take the money out and give me the envelope.
I don't have it.
What do you mean you don't have it?
I mean, I don't have it. It's gone.
It's gone? Gone where?
I just don't have it. I'm sorry. I lost the money.
Stanley, tell me, what happened to the $17?
It's just gone. I can't get it back. Sorry. Just don't ask me any more questions.
No more questions. I need to know what happened to that money.
If I tell you, you're going to tell Pop.
Why shouldn't I tell you, Pop? Stanley, where is the money?
I lost it in a poker game. I lost it again. Are you happy? You satisfied now?
I can't deal with this right now. I have to get your Aunt Blanche out of the house. I have your father's health to worry about. You're going to sit in this room and you're going to think of a story. You were robbed, somebody took your money. I don't care who, I don't care where. That's what you're going to tell your father. Because if you tell him the truth, you're going to kill him. And sure enough, as I'm standing here, you're going to kill him. Tonight, when he's asleep, you'll meet me in the kitchen and we'll talk about this. Stanley, I trusted you.
I'm sorry.
No, I left my purse in here somewhere. Without it, my glasses, I can't see to pour the tea. Okay.
nothing. I'm just all nervous today.
You're worried about Jack. He shouldn't have come down the stairs.
He's not supposed to be out of bed. I don't know what we need to talk to. He doesn't listen to them anyway.
I shouldn't have asked Mr. Murphy to come over. That's the only reason he came down.
It's not just Mr. Murphy. It's Eugene. Stanley, it's everybody.
I'm sorry about Nora, Kate. Jack told me what she said when she left.
Fine, get your purse. He'll be here any minute.
Did Nora say something to upset you, Kate? I know she's been very difficult these last few days.
Why is it always Nora? Why is it always your problems? You mean you're the only one with troubles? We all have troubles. We all have our equal shares.
I'm sorry, Kate. Forgive me. I'm sorry.
Maybe you're stronger than I am. I don't know. You survived Dave's death. I don't think I can handle it if anything happens to Jack.
Don't worry, Kate. Nothing's going to happen. He's still a young man. He's strong.
When Dave died, I cried for his loss. I was angry. I was so angry at God for taking such a young man. I never understood until now what you went through. How did you get through a bridge?
I had you. And Jack. But mostly it's your children.
Oh,
your children keep you going.
My children.
I wake up every morning for Nora and Laurie.
Nora hurt you like that and you can say that?
Why, Kate? Do you think we didn't hurt our parents? Don't you remember how Mama cried when Celia left? Sure, it hurts. But if you love someone, you forgive them.
Some things you forgive. Some things you never forgive.
The ice cream here yet?
No, Laurie. Did you go with Eugene?
No, I was across the street in the creepy house. It's just as creepy inside.
In Mr. Murphy's house? You were in there? Why?
Well, she called me from the window. The old lady. I think that's his mother. She told me she had that letter for you. I had to go inside to get it. She offered me a cookie, but it was all green. I said I wasn't hungry.
Dear Mrs. Martin, I sent my regrets for my son Frank. I tried to reach you earlier and realized you had no phone. Frank will be unable to keep his dinner engagement with you this evening. Frank is in the hospital as a result of an automobile accident last night. And although his injuries are not serious, the consequences are. As a devoted mother, I would end this letter here and forward my apologies. Despite all my son's faults, honesty and sincerity have never been his failings. He wanted me to tell you the truth, that while driving a friend's motor car, he was intoxicated and was the cause of the aforementioned accident. The truth would come out soon enough, but Frank has too much respect and fondness for you to have you hear it from some other source. I hope you will not think that I'm just a doting mother when I tell you my boy has great many attributes, a great many. As soon as Frank can get out of his difficulties here, we have decided to move to upstate New York, where there's a clinic that can help Frank, and where we have relatives with whom we can stay. Frank sends, along with his regrets, his regards for a warm, intelligent, friendly, and most delightful neighbor across the way. Yours most respectfully, Mrs. Matthew Murphy.
What is it?
He's not coming. He's in the hospital.
I knew it. I told you right from the beginning, didn't I?
Well, why is he in the hospital?
He was in a car accident. My God, that poor woman.
Does that mean you're not going out to dinner tonight?
They could have been you in this car. I warned you the first day about those people.
Don't call them those people. They're not those people. She's a mother, like you and me.
Then what is he? You tell me what he is.
He's somebody in trouble. He's somebody that could use some help. For God's sake, Kate, you don't even know that man.
give up? Am I the one who got you all dressed up tonight for nothing? Am I the one who got your hopes up? Am I the one they're going to lock up in jail somewhere?
They're going to put him in jail?
Don't you talk to me about charity. Anyone else but me?
Never said you weren't charitable.
All I did was try to help you. All I ever did was try to help you.
I know that. Nobody could care for their family more than you do, Kate. But at least you could be sympathetic to somebody else in trouble.
Who should I care about? Who's out there watching over me? I did enough in my life for people. You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't, Kate. Say what's on your mind. What people?
You! Celia, Papa when he was sick. Don't you ask me what people. How many meetings did I take in my life for you? How many dresses did I go without so you could look like someone? I was the workhorse and you were the pretty one. You have no right to talk to me like this. No right!
This is about Jack, isn't it? You're blaming me for what happened.
Why do you think that man is sick today? Why did a policeman have to carry him home at 2 o'clock in the morning? So your Nora could have dancing lessons? So she could go to the doctor every 3 weeks? You go on. You worry about those people across the street, not the ones that have to be dragged home to put a roof over your head.
What is this? What's going on here?
Why didn't you ever tell me you felt this way?
I never had the time. I was too busy taking care of everyone else.
What is it, Blanche? What happened?
All these years. And it took something like that letter for you to finally get your feelings out.
I didn't need a letter. I just needed you to ask me.
Laura, upstairs. This conversation's not for you.
The ice cream is ready.
Eugene, put the ice cream in the icebox. I need to have a talk with your mother.
I never spoke to the woman. They lived in that house for 3 years, and I never said a word to her the whole time.
What are you doing out of bed? If you're out of bed, sit in that chair.
If I could take Nora and Lauren and pack them out of this house tonight, I would do it. But I can't. I have no place to take them.
What are you talking about, Blanche? Don't say such things.
If you will keep the girls for another few weeks, I will appreciate it until I can find a place of my own. And then I'll send for them.
You're not sending for anybody, and you're not leaving anywhere. I don't want to hear this kind of talk.
You stay out of this. You let her do what you want.
I know a woman in Manhattan Beach. I can stay with her until I find a job. I will do anything anybody asks me, but I will never be a burden to anybody again.
Blanche, stop this. Stop it right now. What the hell is going on here, for God's sake? Two sisters having a fight they should have had 25 years ago. You want to get it out, Blanche? Get it out. Tell her what it's like to live in a house that isn't yours. You have to depend on someone else to put the food on your plate night after night. I know what it's like because I lived that way until I was 21 years old. Go on, Kate. Tell her what it's like to be the older sister. To suddenly have to be the one to have to work and shoulder all the responsibilities. And never be the one to get the hugs and affection when you were the only one there. You think I don't see it with Stanley and Eugene? With Nora and Laurie? You think I don't hear the fights that go on up in those rooms night after night? Go on, Kate. Scream at her. Yell at her. Call her names, Blanche. Tell her to go to hell for the first time in your life. And when you both got it out of your systems, give each other a hug and go have dinner. Not as the ice cream is melting, for God's sake.
I love you both very much. And no matter what Kate says to me, I will never stop loving her. But I have to get out. If I don't do it now, I'll lose whatever self-respect I've got left. Sometimes for people like us, the only thing we own is our dignity. And I hope when I grow old that I have half as much as Mrs. Matthew Murphy across the street.
What did it, Kate? Something terrible must have happened in here for you to behave like this tonight. It wasn't Blanche. It was something else. What was it, Kate?
You tell the kids to come down in 5 minutes. We're eating in the kitchen.
Get Stanley and Maury. Dinner is in 5 minutes.
It was the first time in my life I didn't get blamed for what just happened. I felt real sorry for everybody, but as long as I wasn't to blame, I didn't feel all that bad about things. That's when I realized I had a selfish streak. I sure hope I grow out of it. And Blanche is leaving.
For where?
To stay with some woman in Manhattan Beach. She and Mom just had a big fight. She's gonna send for Lori and Norm when she finds a job.
What did they fight about?
I couldn't hear it all. I think Mom sort of blames Aunt Blanche for Pop having to work somewhere.
Mom didn't say anything about me. About how I lost my salary, did you?
You told her? What did you tell her for? I gave her 12 for good lies for you.
How much money do you have?
Me? I don't need money.
The hell you don't. You got money in your cigar box. How much do you have?
I got $1.12. It's my life savings.
Let me have it. I'll pay you back, don't worry.
What are you putting her on the States for?
In case I have to sleep out tonight, Gene. I'm leaving. I don't know where I'm going yet, but I'll write you when I get there.
You're leaving home?
When I'm gone, you tell Aunt Blanche what happened to my salary. Then she'll know why Mom was so mad. She'll know it was my fault, not Mom's. Will you do that?
I have 8 cents worth of stamps, if you want that too.
Thanks. What's this?
I know you one for the 100-yard dash 2 years ago.
From the Police Athletic League. I didn't know you still had that.
You gave it to me. You can have it back if you want.
It's not worth anything.
It is to me.
Sure, you can keep it.
Thanks. Where would you go?
I don't know. I've been thinking about joining the Army. Pop says we'll be at war in a couple of years. I could be a sergeant or something by the time it starts.
If it lasts long enough, I could join too. Maybe we can get in the same outfit.
You don't go in the Army unless they come get you. You go to college. You hear me? Promise me you'll go to college.
I'll probably have to stay and work. If you leave, we'll need the money.
I send on my paycheck every month. I hear a sergeant in the Army makes pretty good dough. Well, I better get going.
What do you have to leave for, Steve?
Don't start crying, they'll hear you.
I don't care. They won't stay mad at you forever. I was mad at you, and I got over it.
Because of me, the whole family's breaking up. You want Nora to end up like some cheap boardwalk girl?
I don't care. I'm not loving her anymore.
Well, you should care. She's your cousin. Don't turn out to be like me, Eugene.
I don't see what's so bad about you.
Take care of yourself, Huge. You ever write a story about me? Call me Hank. I always liked the name Hank.
I guess there comes a time in everybody's life when they say, this very moment is the end of my childhood. When Stanley closed the door, I knew that moment had come to me. I was scared. I was lonely. And I hated my mother and father for making him so unhappy. Even if they were right, I still hated them. I even hated Stanley a little, because he left me here, to grow up by myself.
Eugene, Nora, Lori, it's dinner. I'm not waiting all night.
And I hated her for leaving his name out when she called us for dinner. I don't think adults know how cruel they can be sometimes. At dinner, I tried to tell them about Stanley, but I couldn't get the words out. I left the dinner without even eating my ice cream. Phil was suffering I was after. I was beginning to learn about it.
It's 10 o'clock. Where is Stanley so late?
Never mind about Stanley. You should have been in bed an hour ago.
Why won't you tell me what happened between you and that boy?
Yeah, I'm tired. I had enough to deal with today.
I want him to go to temple with me on Saturday. They quit going for 3 or 4 weeks. I lose their religion altogether.
The house became quieter than I ever heard it before. Aunt Blanche was busy in her room packing. Mom and Pop were in their room, and I had to talk to somebody or else I'd go crazy. I didn't have much choice. Lori, it's Eugene. Can I come in?
What do you want? I'm reading.
I just want to talk to you.
I didn't say that, did I?
Well, I'm already in, so it's too late. What are you reading?
The Citadel by A.J. Cronin.
I read it. It's terrific.
join Stanley.
Stanley left to join the army.
You mean he ran away?
Only kids run away. When you're Stanley's age, you just leave.
But he didn't say goodbye.
My parents don't even know. I'm gonna tell them now.
I wonder if I'll have to go to a different school.
You have to make all new friends.
I don't care. I don't have any friends here anyways.
It's because you never go out. You never leave the house.
Oh, I can't because of my condition.
You don't look sick to me. Do you feel sick?
No. But my mother tells me I am.
I don't trust parents anymore.
Well, why would she lie to me?
To keep you around. Once they find out Stanley's gone, they're gonna handcuff me to the bed.
Well, I would never leave my mother anyways. Even when I grow up. Even if I get married, I'll never leave my mother.
Yep, Mr. Murphy across the street never left his mother, and he ended up going to jail.
None of this would have happened if my father was still alive.
How did you feel when he died?
I don't remember. I cried a lot because I saw my mother crying.
I would have hated if my father died. We'd probably have to sell the house.
No. Then you and your mother could come and live with us.
Well, if we all end up living together, what's the point in breaking up?
I don't know. I have to finish reading.
You don't get too far talking to Lori. Sometimes I think the flutter in her heart is actually in her brain. I went into their room and broke the news about Stanley. The monumental news, their eldest son had left to join the army, probably to get killed in France fighting for his country. My mother said, "Go to bed. He'll come home when it gets cold out." I couldn't believe it. Their own son. It was then that I suspected that Stanley and I were adopted. I waited outside until it got cold out, but Stanley never showed up.
I wanted to talk to you.
Now? It's late.
I know it's late. We could have talked earlier if you didn't come home at 12 o'clock at night.
How was your dinner?
I didn't go. Mr. Murphy was in an accident.
I'm sorry. Is he all right?
He's got his problems like the rest of us. I was very hurt tonight that you left without saying goodbye.
Well, I was late. Someone was waiting for me.
So was I. You knew it was important to me.
Look, I'm not feeling very well.
You purposely left without saying goodbye. You've never done that before.
Look, can we talk in the morning?
I won't be here in the morning.
Then tomorrow night?
I'm leaving, Nora. I'm moving out in the morning.
What are you talking about?
Your Aunt Kate and I had a fight tonight. We said some terrible things to each other. Things that have been bottled up since we were children. I'm going to stay with my friend Louise in Manhattan Beach, and as soon as I can find a place, I'm going to send for you and Laura.
I can't believe this. I mean, it's all right for you to leave us, but it wasn't all right for me to leave you.
I was never concerned with your leaving me. It was your future I was worrying
It
about.
was my future. Why couldn't I have something to say about it?
Maybe I was wrong. I don't know. I never made the decisions in this family. Your father did. Everybody's always taken care of me. My mother, my sisters, your father, even you and Laurie. I've been a very dependent woman all my life.
Maybe that's all I'm asking for, is to be independent.
Earn your independence. You don't take it at the expense of others. Would that job have even been offered if somebody in this house hadn't paid for dancing lessons? To keep a roof over your head and clothes on your back? Somebody's going to pay Uncle Jack back. It'll be me. Doing God knows what. I don't know. But one thing I'm sure of. I'll steal before I let a daughter of mine show that man 1 ounce of ingratitude or disrespect.
So I have to give up the one chance I may never get again, is that it? I have to pay for what you couldn't do with your own life? Right? Have you got to judge me like that? Judge you? I can't even talk to you. I don't exist to you.
what you think of me?
It's any worse than what you think of me.
I'm not gonna let you hurt me, Nora. I'm not gonna let you tell me that I haven't given you as much as I've given Laurie, or that I don't love you. God knows I'm not perfect, because enough angry people in this house have told me so tonight. But I will not be a doormat for all the unhappiness and frustrations that you, or Aunt Kate, or anybody else wants to lay at my feet. I did not create this universe. I'm not the one who decides who lives or dies, who's rich or poor, who feels loved and who feels deprived. If you feel cheated that Laurie gets more than you, then I feel cheated that I had a husband that died at 36. And if you go on feeling like that, you'll end up like me, with something much worse than helplessness and loneliness, and that's self-pity. Believe me, there's no leg that's twisted or bent that is more crippling to a human being than one that thrives on his own misfortunes. I am sorry now that you feel unloved, and I will do everything I can to change it, except apologize for it. I'm tired of apologizing. After a while, it becomes your life's work, and it doesn't bring any money in the house. If it's taken your pain and Aunt Kate's anger to get me to start living again, then God will give me the strength to make it up to you. But I will not go back to being that helpless, frightened woman that I created. I've already buried somebody I love. Now it's time to bury somebody I hate.
I didn't ask you to hate yourself. I just asked you to love me.
God, Nora, I do. Why can't I make you believe this?
I feel so terrible.
Why?
Because I think I hurt you, and I still want that job with Mr. Beckman.
I know you do.
But I can't have it, can I?
How can I answer that without your thinking I'm still depriving you?
I don't know. Maybe you just did.
God, I hope so, Nora. I pray to God it's so.
I heard voices. I didn't know who it was.
I'm sorry if we woke you. Go on up to bed, Nora. We'll talk again in the morning.
Good night, Aunt Kate.
Is she all right?
Yes.
She's not angry anymore?
No, Kate. No one's angry anymore. I just explained everything to Nora. The girls will help you with the housework while I'm gone. Laurie's strong enough to do her share. I've kept her being a baby long enough.
The girls have never been any trouble to me, Blanche, never.
I'll try to send for them on weekends if I can. It's late. We should both get a good night's sleep.
Blanche, don't go, please. I feel bad enough for what I said tonight. Don't make me feel any worse.
Everything you said tonight was true, Kate. I just wish to God you'd said it years ago.
What would I do without you? Who am I going to talk to all day? What friends do I have in this neighborhood? Even the Murphys across the street are leaving.
We never had any troubles before tonight, Kate. But it's the girls I'm thinking of now. We have to be together, just the three of us. It's what they want as much as I do.
All right, I'm not saying you shouldn't have it. But you're not going to find a job overnight and call it expensive. Why are you looking? Why should you stay with strangers at the beach?
Louise isn't a stranger. She's a good friend.
To me, good friends are strangers. But sisters are sisters.
I'm afraid of becoming comfortable here. If I don't get out now, when will I ever do it?
The door is open. Go whenever you want. When you get a job, when you find the apartment, I'll help you look. I know how to bargain with those landlords. You would do that for me?
Listen, they see a woman alone, they take advantage of her. I'll check into the Murphy place. It can't be that expensive. She never cleaned it anyway.
How independent can I be if I live right across the street from you?
Far enough away for you to close the door, but close enough for me not to feel so lonely.
Kate, if I lived on the moon, I'd still be close to you.
All right, let me go tell Jack some good news. He said he wasn't going to sleep till I brought him some good news.
Suddenly, I feel very hungry.
Of course, you didn't have any dinner. Come on, I'll fix you some scrambled eggs.
I'll fix them myself. I'm an independent woman now.
With your eyes, you won't get the eggs in the pan. Come on.
So Aunt Blanche decided to stay while she was looking for a job. Nora went back to school the next morning, gave me a big smile, and her legs looked as creamy white as ever. Lori was asked to take out the garbage, but she quickly got a flutter, so I had to do it. Things were back to normal.
Eugene, go back to Greek life. I need flour. How much? A teaspoon full.
Stanley didn't come home last night, and even though Mom didn't say anything, I could tell she was plenty worried. She told Papa Stanley had lost the money, and from the sounds coming out of that room, I figured Stanley should forget about the Army and join the Foreign Legion. Then the next night around dinner, Stanley came home. I was never so happy to see anybody in my entire life.
Hi.
Stanley!
Where's Mom and Pop?
Pop's upstairs on his prayer book, and Mom's in the kitchen. They figured if God couldn't bring you home, Mom's potato pancakes would. What happened? Did you join up?
I came pretty close. I passed the physical 1, 2, 3.
I knew you would.
They were giving me cigarettes, donuts, the whole sales pitch. I mean, they really wanted me.
I bet.
But just as I was about to sign my name, I stopped cold. Said, sorry guys, maybe some other time, and walked out.
How come?
I couldn't do it to Pop. Right now he needs me more than the Army does. I know Mom really didn't mean it when she said she'd never forgive me for losing the money. But if I walked out on the family now, maybe she never would.
Gee, I thought you'd be halfway to training camp by now. But I'm really glad you're home, Stan.
Eugene, I need sweet cream and some sugar.
Look, Mom, Stan's home.
Hello, Mom.
All right, give me a 2-pound bag. I'm going to make a chocolate cake.
A 2-pound bag from Greenblatt's? I need identification.
Are you staying for dinner?
I'm staying as long as you'll let me stay.
This is your home. Why would I let you stay? There. How'd your father bury you? I think you owe some sort of explanation.
I was just about to do that. Hi, Pop. How you feeling? I'm sorry about not coming home last night. I know it was wrong. I just didn't know how to tell you about the money. I know it will hurt to say I'll never do it again because I won't. I swear, never. I've got $3. Last night I went to Dominic's bowling alley and I set pins till midnight. I can make another 6 on the weekend, so that makes 9. I'll get the $17 back, I promise, Pop. I'm not afraid of hard work. That's one thing you always taught me. Hard work and principles. So, if you have anything to say to me, I'd be very glad to listen.
Did you read the paper today, Stanley?
No, Pop.
It's going to be a war. A terrible war.
I know.
The biggest war the world has ever seen. And it frightens me. We're not over the last one yet, and already they're starting another one.
We don't talk about it at the store much. Mr. Stroman being German and all.
My brother was killed in the last war, I told you that.
He showed me his picture in uniform.
He was 19 years old. The day he left, he didn't look any older than Eugene. He was killed the second week he was overseas. They didn't take me because I was 16. Both parents were dead. I lived with Aunt Rose and Uncle Maury. They had 2 sons in the Navy, both of them wounded, both of them decorated.
Uncle Leon and Uncle Paul, right?
My brother Michael would have been 45 years old this month. He was a handsome boy, good athlete, good dancer, good everything. I idolized him, the way Eugene idolizes you.
No, he doesn't.
He does, believe me. I hear him outside talking to his friends. My brother this, my brother that. Brothers can talk to each other the way fathers and sons never do. I never knew a thing about girls until my brother taught me. Isn't it that way with you and Eugene?
Yeah, well, I'll tell him a few things.
That's good. I'm glad you're so close. I missed all that when Michael went away. That's why I'm glad you didn't do anything foolish. I was afraid maybe you'd run away. I hear you talking to Eugene about joining the army. That day will come soon enough, I'm afraid.
I did think about it. It was on my mind.
Don't you know, Stanley, that you could never do anything so terrible that I couldn't forgive you? I know why you gambled. It was foolish. You know that already. I know how terrible you feel. I've lost money gambling in my time. I know what it's like.
You did?
You're so surprised? You think your father's a perfect human being? Someday I'll tell you some other things I did that wasn't so perfect. Not even your mother knows. If you grow up thinking I was perfect, you'll hate yourself for every mistake you ever make. Don't be so hard on yourself, Stanley. That's what you've got a mother and a father to do.
You're not hard on me. You're always fair.
I try to be. You're a good son, Stanley. You don't even realize that. We have men in our cutting room who haven't spoken to their sons in 5, 6 years. Boys who have no respect for anyone, including themselves. Who haven't worked a day in their lives. Or have given their parents a single day's pleasure. Thank God I could never say that about you, Stanley.
I gambled away $17, and you're telling me how terrific I am.
Hey, wait a minute. Don't get the wrong idea. If you had been home last night when your mother told me, I would have thrown you and your clothes out the window. Today I'm calm. Today I read the paper. Today I'm afraid for all of us.
I understand.
Tonight after dinner, you apologize to your mother and you give her the $3.
I will.
And you can apologize to your Aunt Blanche, too. She was worried.
I will.
You can always thank your brother, too. He came into my room this afternoon and told me how terrible you felt. He was almost in tears himself. The way you pleaded your case,